going to we are going to look at the player. Let's click on a player, and you'll see that there's an animation, the animator window here, which we've not looked at yet. So in the animator, you'll see that there is an animate controller. So this might be hard to find. It might be hard to, if you don't look at this, if you don't know where it is. There's an animator layer here, and you'll see, oh goodness, pop-ups. You'll see that there is a controller window here, and there are different layers for this controller. So if you'll notice that there are different layers in this controller, in here there's a simple character, and we're going to, oh actually, so let me go one more time. So there's the animator, and then you'll know that there is actually the animator, and then there's different types of controls in the states here. So we are going to take a look at this, and that's what we're going to be working in today. So in the animator, if we double click on the simple character is like where we're at, it opens up this animation window. So again, you can hold the Alt key down and be able to drag around this window to see where we are. If you double click on any of these states, so we have different states in here like falling and alive and death and walking. So interestingly enough, I have some things on here. I'm not quite sure why I have these already on here, because I shouldn't have these on here already. But in this player, in this simple character, I'm going to bring this window up at the bottom here a little bit. I don't know if you, oops, I want to bring this up. Oh, I brought this down instead. If I double click on death, you should be able to see like down here in this bottom window, I kind of drag this up so I can see it. If I click on this, it kind of shows how it dies. So there's death 1 from state 1 to 2, and click on the second one and then hit play down here, and it shows like, oh, that's kind of falling forward. So probably not the one that I want to have. So just remember, death 1 is probably the one that I want to have here. Like it's going to fall away from it. I can click on the, that's interesting because I'm in the fall state. I'm not quite sure how I got to live. And I walk on the, I can actually move around. I'm sure that there's other things in here. So I think I'm in this area here. Well, this is interesting. I can click on any of these. I think that what I want is going to the idle state. I'm not sure why I didn't start in the idle state. Let me go back to the player again and click on the simple. Usually if you click on simple, it takes you into, like he had shown, I guess this is kind of where we are here. So in this simple, we want to be able to show like from simple to walking or running. And I'm not sure why we kind of have this, we should be going into walking and running, and I'm not sure, kind of like maybe the movement states, maybe that's what we want to be in. So click on movements up here. I know this gets a little confusing. That's another reason why you might be watching this video, is because this could have been a little bit confusing. So again, we start off with that, again, from player into the controllers, and it should open up the animation. If you just open up the animation, you might have gotten the window that I had. Click on movements, and you'll see these different states here. And we're going to go into how to do this, but right now it's just time to explore. So click on the walking status, and it will show you, if you hit play down here in this area down here, it will show you these different walking, and also there's a second kind of a walking here. So decide on which one you want. Oh, this is the static walking. So one was walking in place. This is walking and movement. So this is static walking, was to walk in place. So again, static, if you want to just walk in place for some reason, like I don't really want to move forward. So if you have a game that's not really like everything is, we may be doing static walking because everything else is going to be moving underneath us. Does that make sense? So our player is not really moving across the screen. Right now the player is standing in one place. Let's say that you have a level that at the very end, you want them to walk off the screen, if that makes sense. So we're going to be doing a static walk and then a static run, because if that makes sense, we're not really moving anywhere. Everything else is moving below us. So it's a static walk and a static run. I hope that makes sense. And if we were to walk off of the screen, you've ever played like, sure you played some other games where the player is not really moving until they actually, you might move them forward for some reason. So we're going to do and then maybe later you might have a purpose for them to actually run off the screen or whatever. So these are and then the jumps. The other thing we're going to look at is the jumps in a minute too. So again, the jumps. So again, I'm trying to do this without holding my Alt key down. Alt, and then there's different things from the jump, the stand jump. And look at that to see what it means to stand jump. And of course, we're going to use a run jump is what we're going to be doing. So from running to jumping is what we're going to use. It could be because we'll probably be most likely running. I was double clicking on that to see what it means to run jump. And then there's a stand jump. Yeah, so these are some different things that we're going to be doing. Oh, kind of fun. So like, what does your character look like? So what's the run jump look like in your character? So if you click above it, of course, this is you can blend this out to see like, what does it look like if you blend this here? So up here, it's like, what does it look like to say, okay, I'm going to be run jumping? Yeah, that's kind of cool. So, so that's kind of what it looks like. And then again, so back up here in the movement, and I think this is fairly new that they have this, so you can actually look at your characters. Now that I have this, if I want to play run, and then if I click away from that, I think I should be able to, oops, that didn't quite work. All right. Well, we'll get into this in a little bit. We're going to go into, that is the first step of 3.1, step 1. We're exploring it. So hopefully get a chance to explore that. And then we're going to actually make it happen. So in step 2, we're going to make the player start off at running. So we are going to start off by running. And so that's going to be the first thing that we do. I know this is probably one of the most confusing things, one of the most confusing assignments that we've done so far. So let's make sure that I don't lose you here. So behind the layers are the parameters. So in the parameters, we basically want this person to start running or start moving as soon as the game starts. And so we want to set a speed to that. Now, I know that my left is at a particular speed, and kind of want to match that or make sure that it looks right. And so we want to make sure that we're starting off doing something. Now in the assignment, he started off like saying what happens when you set it faster than a 0.25. So he started off with saying, let's set it at 3. So if we set it at 0.3 and then we go back to the scene, or if we could just leave it here at the game and then hit play, we can see if they match up. So if I hit play here, so it still looks like he's walking a little bit too slow here. So if I set this at a 0.5, you kind of match yours up to see like, what does it look like if it looks natural, to see if it looks natural for with your scene. So mine still looks a little off. So if you, he went clear up to just 1 to 1. Now I think that if you look at the actual code that you have, so if you go back to your, let's go back up here to the actual move left, you might have set a speed in there. And we have a speed of 15, which doesn't really make a lot of sense at this point in time. So let's go ahead and leave it at 1, because I'm not sure how that's representing us here. So let's go ahead and leave it at 1. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like below to see if 1 matches this, because I think his speed was a little bit different as well. So let's go ahead and hit play. And did mine freeze? Please tell me mine did not freeze. I feel like every time I open up a script, my game freezes. So having problems with this. Let me go ahead and I restarted just to make sure this. I'm not going to open that script for a little bit and make sure I save as I go. So I'm going to change this to 1 and see what happens when I play this. And so I feel like that's a little bit better now. So if you notice that when, so I even have a jump in here already too. So I have some things already set up, and it may be because I've done some animations before, so it automatically went to a default. So in here, the speed, the the speed that I have set to 1 kind of matches my background right now. And if you notice, it automatically went from, you're not going to walk at a 1 second speed. It's going to actually do a run. So it went automatically from the state of run, or from walk to run. So it automatically went from that state of walk when you went to 1 second. So that automatically happens because just you're not going to walk at that speed. So it automatically went from the one speed to another. You can actually, I believe he said you can right click on this and set this as a default state. If you want this to always start at run. Let me check real quick. Okay, yeah, so to get to set the run as the run side, we're gonna go back to our layers and into our movements, making sure we get to our movements so that we get to our movement states, and we want to get to our run static. So we want to get to our, why am I in my deaths? Alive. How do I get to my runs? Movements. Jump. Okay, so if I click on jump, then I can get to my run. So remember, so I know this gets, like I said, it gets a little confusing even for me, and I've done this a few times. So if I click on jump, then I can get to my run, the run area to pull up runs, and I can right click on run and make this a default, set as default layer state. So that way it goes from idle to run automatically. We got that so far? So we set that as to the run. So it's going from entry to run. And so now you see it goes from entry to run. So I can kind of pull this entry off. So it goes from entry to run. And that's going to be our default state on that. And so that is going to make sure that the player starts off at run. And so when I play this now, it should go straight to run when I get the game. Oh yeah, why did it slow down for a second? But that, for some reason, it didn't actually start right off at the bat, but it should have. But I'm doing pretty good with that so far. All right. The next thing that we're going to do. Okay, in our next video, we are going to work on making it so that our player is not like running in the sky. So when we actually are running and we jump, we're not going to be like running over the barrier, running in midair. Let's try that again. So let me go and go back to my scenes. So you can actually, let's go to maximize on play. So right now, when we actually run, we're actually going to be running, and then yeah, so like right now we're running over the barriers. We don't want that to happen. We actually want to give a jump state. So we've looked at that a little bit, but we're actually going to set that jump state in our code. So we're going to hard code that in, because we're going to choose which jump state that's going to be, and we're going to hard code that into the program. So that's going to be in our next video. So I will look for you in the next video.